Hey guys, this is Miss Gable. So today we're going to look at graphs that illustrate the amount of illumination that we can see, which means the amount of light that is visible on the moon from Earth. Okay? This should align with the size or the amount of light you see for each phase. So what you're going to do is you're going to illustrate the phases that correlate with the location on the graph. So here, number 2 is 50%. 50% illumination is half of 100. So I'm looking at a quarter moon or a half moon. Step 2 would be to decide, is it first waxing or is it going to be in the waning cycle third? If I look at this graph, I can see that the amount of light is decreasing. So my moon is getting smaller or going towards a new moon. So that means we are in our waning cycle. We are losing light. Wane, wane, light is going away. So that means that 2 is third quarter. So you're going to illustrate that. To illustrate third quarter, black on the right, losing light. So I am going to drag and drop my third quarter there. I'm not going to do every single image. You guys are going to use your tools that you've been given to do that yourself. Another example I'll give you, though, is day 24. If you look at the x-axis, day 24 is 100% illuminated. If we're 100% illuminated, then that means we can see 100% of the light being reflected onto the moon. So this would be our full moon. Okay? Step 2 would be to write the names of each phase. So my full moon, I'm going to write that here. And then your last step is to finish shading in the rest of this graph. So you have to complete the lunar images, figure out what part of the cycle is missing. If we're at a third quarter here and light is decreasing but not 0, then I know that it has got to be a crescent. Anything less than 50% will be a crescent moon. And I know that I'm losing light, so that this has to be waning. So this is my waning crescent. Even though it's not super, super small, it is still less than half. It is still less than 50%. So that's how I know that this is the correct phase. That means that day 10, which would be the next phase, is going to be my new moon, which is 0% light. As you continue through this cycle, you're going to see that you're going to have to shade in the appropriate amount. So when you get to your first quarter moon, which will be day 17, you are going to need to shade 50% of up to 50% on your graph. And so you should be able to see graphically the change in light, just like you see the changing in the sizes of the moon. We're starting at 50%, we're decreasing to 0, increasing to 50%, all the way up to 100, and then you can see that we're decreasing again. So make sure you illustrate the correct phase in the correct order, according to this graph, correctly name them, and then you're going to shade in the rest of the graph according to how much light you can see in each phase.